It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see which conference reigns supreme tonight. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Washington Commanders. All that and more coming up next.
Not far east from the unmistakable buildings of the nation's capital, we've got a building that's also unmistakable in sight, but bears a new name. Welcome to Northwest Stadium here in Landover, Maryland. Alongside my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott, and this is a matchup, Brock, that we may see many, many times in the future of this league. A couple of rookie starters leading their offenses at quarterback.
And that really does make it a measuring stick game for both of them, Kate. Rookie quarterbacks in the draft, they're always linked to each other from the moment they're tabbed the starters in their first season. And then when you get to look across and you get to play one, you know that both of them want to be the one who leads their guys to a win, because that's a victory that'll be talked about, well, for the rest of their rookie season and beyond.
Ball is teed up. Zane Gonzalez to do the honors. And off we go from Northwest Stadium. Here's DeAndre Carter with the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. And they'll be led out by this promising young signal caller out of the University of Colorado.
It's always fun, puts a smile on my face when I see a rookie leading an offense out. A lot of them look like 10-year vets with confidence and poise in the middle of that huddle, in the middle of their teammates. But let's watch his first couple throws. That's where sometimes you could see some of those nerves slipping through.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. He's got a man left. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Dropping back to throw. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Jerry Jeudy with the grab. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first.
Dan Quinn pretty confident that they missed something there. He's going to challenge that call. Well, we're going to see how much of a sideline maven he is, Brock. This one very close, whether he got the feet down or not.
And I'm so impressed by all these mavens, because you've got to make that transition from college where 1 foot, you're good.
Yep.
But not at this level. You've got to be a ballerina. You've got to get those toes both in, and the replay booth will be the judge of it.
So the challenge ends up successful. He, in fact, did not get both feet in. This is incomplete. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They are throwing it again. On the slant, complete to Jeudy. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. So it's 2nd down coming up.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Throw reeled in by Njoku. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
The Browns looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes their southpaw, Corey Bajorquez, to handle it. So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. So now the Commanders will get their turn at an opening drive of the game. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken 2nd in 2024, Jayden Daniels.
Jaden's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. And while there's only one Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP, Jaden's going to push him a little bit in this league. He is a tremendous athlete. Over 1,000 yards rushing down the SEC, and he's just got the instincts, the feel to know when to run it. But, man, he can also sling it. A quick, compact, accurate release. I can't wait to watch this guy's skill set unfold in the NFL.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. First carry now for Austin Eckler. Nice cut back to the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
Daniels from the pistol. He'll get it complete to Brian Robinson Jr. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there to bring him down.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, when one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
The Browns close in and take him down. Now this is the dreaded sight anytime there's a sack. He's hurting after taking that hit, and they're going to get out there to check on him. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Back to throw, Mariota. And he's in trouble and gets brought down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
Yeah, this defense is seeing a vulnerable offense right now, an offense that can't protect itself. First and foremost, before you do anything else, you got to make sure you account for everybody. And right now, this defender, well, he's taking this game over.
Commanders punting on 4th down, and they're going to bring out the ever-reliable lefty vets, Tressway. And he's got this fair catch right along the 12-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Browns will have their work cut out for them on this drive. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's Jerome Ford for the first time this game. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Another one for Ford. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. He's gonna try to drop it in deep right. That's grabbed inside the 30. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Things looking totally different after that last play. It's 1st and 10 inside the opposing 30. Back to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So 2nd down coming up. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
For how well they were moving the ball on this possession, surprising. Surprising to see them get caught up now. And even more surprising, Kate, to see them knock so far backwards with a sack. At this point, well, you got to get back on schedule. Maybe even a manageable 4th down if you don't get the first.
And for the Commanders, a 5th defensive back out there. They're going nickel on 3rd down. Dumps it off to his running back. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
Carlson's kick is good. And that one's going to get them on the scoreboard.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Kickoff taken at the 3. He's got a lane up past the 30. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled. Here comes the Washington offense out to the field, ready for their 2nd drive. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. They'll start this series with an option left. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
And just in case this offense didn't have enough to contend with, well, now you got to worry about a quarterback that could do what he just did. Tote the ball himself for a big run.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. First and 10, around to Robinson. And he's tackled for a short gain. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
On 2nd down, Robinson. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Only a solitary field goal so far as we're through 1 quarter. Just a field goal separates these two. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Time now for the 2nd quarter. Commanders in possession. They're looking at 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Daniels. Oh, they're on him, and he's dropped again. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But of course we know, it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
Tress Way on to punt. This punt out of bounds on the fly. We're waiting for the mark. Looks like they're going to say it's short of the 30. The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. A give up the middle to Ford. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there, brought down by the future Hall of Famer Bobby Wagner.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 37. That'll be complete to Ford. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Back now, pressure on its way. Complete beyond the marker. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. From the gun, it's Ford. And that's good for a gain of 5. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Throwing from the gun here. That one complete to Njoku. And this one does not go far.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Ford running to the right. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the 2nd level. Well, someone from the 2nd level came to beat him on his turf And that meeting didn't go so well.
So the Browns are going to kick the field goal on 4th down. Dustin Hopkins on for the attempt. Ball spotted on that right hash, 53 yards out. And that one is not where he needed it to be. It is off and no good. And they are unable to double their lead.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The Commanders all set to regain possession. And they're hoping they can keep the punter off the field this time around, Brock, after he's been called upon each of their first 2 possessions. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 27 on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Now Daniels off the play action. Cut near the goal line. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Eckler has the Washington touchdown. The Commanders take a 2nd quarter lead. It's an Austin Eckler touchdown. Zane Gonzalez on for the point after try. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders take a 4-point lead. Now Gonzalez on to kick this one away. Has this at the 6. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Back out now comes the Browns offense. They could only set up a lengthy field goal attempt their last possession, Brock, so some room to improve in how far they can advance the football here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Got a man, it's Njoku. And he gets him around 6 there. Play made by Deron Payne.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap, a give to Ford. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that gives the Browns a first.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Staying on the ground with Ford. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Ford straight ahead. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. That's the 2-minute warning in what has been a defensive battle. It's the Browns with a 1st and 10. This time it's a passing play. Caught by the tight end, running that corner. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play.
This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Another try following the sack. Finding Judy. He's got a gain of 6 there. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Setting up a throw. Brought in by Ford. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Dustin Hopkins is going to try this Browns field goal. From the left hash, this would be 43 yards. Carlson's kick is good. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Things trim back down to a single-point Brock as they send this off and away. This return starts at the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Commanders and Terry McLaurin are ready for another look on offense. And unless the coverage adjusts to slow him down, Brock, he's going to be busy and a productive target for them throughout the rest of this contest. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Daniels. That one's caught along the left sideline. Touchdown, Washington! The Commanders will add to their lead at the end of the half. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Gonzalez now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders grow their lead to 8. Now Gonzalez on to kick this one away. To return, Jerome Ford. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Browns taking the field with barely any time left in this opening half. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. They'll begin this drive with barely over 25 seconds left. First and 10, they're going to throw. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had two choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Not taking any risks here, keeping this one on the ground. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Markers reset, ball at the 37. To the air now on first and 10. And the Commanders get home, they drop in. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. It's halftime from near the nation's capital. The Commanders pulling in front after 2. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We were treated to a fine performance in the first half from the Heisman Trophy winner, Jaden Daniels. He connected on a touchdown pass in that first half, and that's a big part of why his guys lead at the break.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Here's a return from the 7. And this drive will start inside the 25. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. To throw, Daniels. He puts some air under this one, deep right. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Shotgun handoff now to Eckler. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles, well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Throwing now from the gun. Has a man, it's Ertz. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Fair catch called for, and he's got it right near the 30-yard line. The Browns getting their offense out there. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. 1st and 10 now from the 30. This is Ford on the handoff. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They'll throw it. Connection made to Judy. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. This is Ford. And he's only going to take this forward to about the 38. Only a yard that time. It forces 4th and 1. The Browns are lined up to punt. And this will be a 2nd effort of the contest. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Motioning one of the tight ends. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. Daniels from the pistol. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark, really, from the first snap through this second half. There have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
He has the first over the middle, and he'll get it up to the 44. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. A give left side. Here's Robinson. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Handoff now out of the gun. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That offensive line and that O-line coach got to look at those pictures and figure something out, because you cannot let a defensive tackle defeat your block at the point of attack, or you're going to get a negative run time after time.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Now Daniels to throw. Brought in along the sideline. Just need an official ruling, and they say catch. Great play. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. That's why they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Completed here to McCaffrey. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Robinson. And he's brought down for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
He's got it near the 10. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I know the combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Short side option here. He's running left. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Commanders lead by 14. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown. Well, we all knew somebody was running with it there, and when the defender started flowing towards the back, he made the right call that he would be the one to run it in.
Yeah, he sure did. I think if he hands that off, this play does not end in a touchdown, but in a collision for his running back.
Yeah.
So not only is that running back thanking his quarterback, the rest of the guys are celebrating for that decision.
Gonzalez now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders lead by 15 now. Now Gonzalez on to kick this one away. Here's Ford on the return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Browns send Jerome Ford ready to begin another drive. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. First and 10 now from the 30. Now Ford escapes a defender. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Going to the ground again on first. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Offense to the line for second down. Changing things up. They're going to throw now. He'll get this to Tillman. And they make the tackle at the 38. We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's the Browns football. They're down, but not out on the scoreboard. Third down, 1 yard to go. On the carry, it's Ford. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
4th and 3, drive on the line. Back now, pressure on its way. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
First down, ball at the 36. He's dropping back to throw. Short pass brought in. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 34. Into the hands of Tillman, complete. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that gives the Browns a first.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. He'll throw it yet again. That'll be complete to Ford. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
Simply part of the job description for any running back in today's game. You're out there, you're going to be one of your quarterback's most important safety valves. And you got to be ready for that check down at all times.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Still sticking with the passing game. And he has the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns can make it a one-score game as they trim the lead. If you're going to complete that one successfully, Brock, you need the perfect throw, just the right touch, and you also need a guy who can go up and get it just like that.
Yeah, need to be able to muscle somebody off the ball if you're not alone. And call me a little biased. Go ahead. I don't care.
You're biased.
But the success of that play does come down to the timing of the throw, Kate. If you don't throw it on time to that exact spot, you run out of room, and you don't give yourself that kind of chance.
Now a point after to bring it back within one score. The kick is good, and they've moved back within a possession in the 4th. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Return coming from the 6. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. First and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, it's Daniels. He'll get this to Samuel. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
One play in, and this drive is already in enemy territory. First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Complete. It's McLaurin. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Throwing with a blitz on the way. We've got a screen to the running back. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
On first down, here's Daniels. He gets this one to McLaurin. And they take him down right along the 30.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Again, and he slides down with enough to pick up that first. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Daniels on first down. Brought in right side. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This throw is caught. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
We've hit the 2-minute warning here in D.C. Commanders leading by 8. A touchdown would put this one to bed. A few shots at it here, starting with 1st and goal. Robinson can't push it across. They make the stand, and looks like they might have stopped him a little bit behind the line, too. Thankfully, not a big loss last play. They're at the 2, 2nd and goal. Once more, it's Robinson. And this time he gets it done. Touchdown! The Commanders go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. That was a great response, Brock. After they got driven backwards on 1st down, they go right back to the ground and score just 1 play later.
Yeah, and I think if you and I were in the huddle down there after that 1st down loss, I think we would have felt a whole bunch of pride. Give me another shot, and boy, did they deliver.
Gonzalez now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders lead by 15 now. Now Gonzalez on to kick this one away. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Throw reeled in by Njoku. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Browns fighting the clock now, trying to hurry back to that line. Takes the handoff, now to throw. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And forget the turnover, Brock. They take it back for a late touchdown. Went to the oh well one too many times, Brock, and this time the defense was ready for it.
Yeah, you make as many catches as he has in this game, you're going to attract some extra attention. They knew it was probably going his way in the near future, and they had somebody there waiting for it that time.
Gonzalez now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders grow the lead now to 22 points. A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. Here's Ford on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. Now we see the Browns offense headed out. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Back to the air following the pick six. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. And they just did.
That's Tillman. He's got it. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Looking for a throw here. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. They are throwing it again. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. Broken up by a big guy at the line. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Pressure's there, and the Commanders got him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
There is no question this defense has risen to the occasion of prime time tonight. There's also no question that this is a window into the kind of beating quarterbacks can take when you can't protect him. He's going to have to use all week to get his body right to hopefully hit the field next week.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Mike Sandra still makes the play. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on 4th and that kind of distance, and an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming, and it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
Washington ready to go on offense as they take the field. And with just a lone timeout remaining across the field, they're going to be able to run out this clock on the victory. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. Commanders breaking out the victory formation here as he goes to a knee.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
Lining up to take a knee on second down. So next to the nation's capital, it's a home win for the Commanders. Well, we know they had high hopes when they entered the stadium earlier today, Brock. We saw it, but it can be so tough to win on the road. And there's some dejected faces now as they leave this football field.
Oh, and that flight home, oh, it's going to be a long one, a silent one, as they ruminate on the outcome of this game. You never like taking one on the chin, even on the road. And heading home just gives them all extra time to think about what went wrong, but more importantly, how to fix it.
So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Commanders. As with that, we sign off from D.C.